Hi everybody. I was having trouble sleeping and I can't decide what book to read, so I thought I would try a chapter between these two. I got this Splintered Silence, which is the one that I got from Beacon Book Box, and it's about, they think that like a virus wiped out like half of their population, or whatever you want to call it, and then they thought it was all cleared up, and then some more people start dying, and then they're thinking that it might be not a virus, that it could be foul play. That's basically what it is. It's by Kayla Olson. This one looks like it'll be so good. I don't remember what this one's about. It's Beneath the Citadel. And this by Destiny Sora. And I believe I got this in a fake crate. Just look at the creepy cover. I forget exactly what it's about. I know it has something to do with like this girl gets sentenced to death or something. I'm not exactly sure. It says, I'm sorry, my glasses, like, for some reason when I'm in this, sorry about that, but sometimes, for some reason when I'm in my bedroom, I can't wear my glasses when I'm reading. It says, 4 people were supposed to die at sunrise. The 4 members of the council sat in the judgment hall, prepared to declare the prisoner's fate. The High Chancellor himself oversaw the procedures, as was customary in trials for treason. The Chancellor predecessor had been a younger man, better suited for the rigors of the office, better suited for realizing how very young the first prisoner was when the 2 guards led her into the hall. Sorry, the gray dress, I lost where I was. The gray dress they had put her in hung sack-like on her thin, boyish frame. The Chancellor felt momentarily ill. 16 years looked different on paper than it did in real life. She was a child who knowingly committed treason. Cassandra Valor, Chancellor read from the papers in front of him. Do you know why you're here? I'd be pretty dim if I didn't, she said, finally casting her gaze in his direction. Ooh, Spitfire already. Like her. You don't deny your crimes? Why would I deny? Successfully infiltrating? How do you say that word? The center's keep with nothing but some barrels and bribe bar. I'm really quite proud of myself. The Chancellor looked back at the parchment in front of him. Her name, her age, her crimes. In accordance with the judgment of this council, the Chancellor said, you are found guilty of high treason and sentenced to death in the customary manner. It was the first time he had ever officially sentenced someone to death. Cassandra shrugged. Ellis keeps telling me I'm not immortal, but that never actually been proven, has it? I suppose tomorrow we'll see. I suppose we shall. Ooh. Deep beneath the Citadel, the executioner was waiting. I didn't even read that part. Definitely looks good. It says, in a city governed by prophecies, can 4 powerful friends rewrite fate? So yeah, looks really good. And I'll tell you what this one says. I'm sorry. I know I probably look awful without my glasses. It's strange. And right here it says, 85 of us were left. Now there are 84. Maybe Dr. Sarfin was wrong. Maybe the virus latched on to all of us. Maybe it is simply smothering the 2nd generation more slowly. Or maybe it has mutated. This one's a lot smaller, it looks like. It says, she thought it was over. It was only beginning. Da-da-dum. And her name is Lindley Hamilton. Oh, I didn't even mention the people's names in here. And in this one, there's, if they tell you, Casa, which was, I believe, the one here. Yeah. It's the only one they mention in the name. Oh, wait, no, they show it. There's Ellis, A-L-Y-S. Evander, or something like that. It's E-V-A-N-D-E-R. And Newt. Yeah, and Newt. Those are the names. So, one of these I am going to start reading. I'm going to take my time on whichever one I choose because I don't want to finish like a new book. Because I just did my favorite books and I'm going to be doing my favorite books, and I already did my least favorite books, so I do not. And I did my wrap-up, so I do not want to finish this, and by chance I do finish it before then I will consider whichever book I finish. If I do finish it before 2019, I'll consider it my first read for 2019. So, yeah. This one looks like really, really interesting, but both of them do. That's my problem. That's why I can't decide between the two. This one has, for the first, okay, this one has like 8 pages for the first page, and some of it's that, but some of it's not that. And this one only has a couple of pages, so I already looked. I didn't read, but I already looked to see. So in order to read how much is in that one, as much as that one, to give them both a fair chance, I have to read through chapter 3. This right here is chapter 3, so it's real small, as you can tell. That's all there is. Well, I'm putting in the 1 pages too. Let me take those out. This is all, that's up to 3 chapters right there. And that's page 8. So, yeah. But to give it a halfway decent shot, is this one? I have to read that many. I'm going to try again to put these glasses on because, yeah. I tell you guys, it's weird. I really need to get new glasses, so hopefully that's another goal for me this year. This coming year for me, my personal goal, to get new glasses because, oh my gosh. These are so bad. I haven't got new glasses since we moved here. And not this house. I mean, moved back to Indiana in general. So, like 4, 5 years ago. So, I haven't had new glasses in 4 or 5 years. So, yeah. These glasses are just crazy. But I'm going to try again to put the glasses on. Okay, I'm going to lean back, and I'm going to start this one. Nope, it ain't going to work. I can't use the glasses, so. Sorry, you guys. I know this is going to be boring. You're not going to see me very well because I'm leaning back. But I'll lean back up and let you know what I'm thinking. I'll read a little tiny bit for you guys can hear me out loud. Fireflies. I find my mother in the shadows, like the shell of a hollow moon, on the verge of crumbling to dust. Like I might not make it in time, even though she's a mere 20 feet away. Hello, my voice bounces from the still gray walls, from the shell's slab tell, from the paramara of glass that separates the inside of our station from the glittering ocean of stars. Mom? If she hears me, she doesn't show it. Very interesting. I'm going to see if I can find something, you guys, to prop this up for you guys aren't seeing me. Like, I know what I'll do. In between books, I will put my other book that I'm not currently looking at up here. So I'll put Catadel one beneath the Catadel there until I'm ready to read it. How about that? Is that better? Alright, here we go. Still leaning back, so you're still not going to see me as good. But at least you can see me a little bit better. She's curled on her side on the floor, her back to me, her small frame barely moving, still breathing technically. I rush to kneel beside her and am relieved to see her eyes wide open, taking in the view. It is less of a relief to see the spattering of blood nearby, fresh ruby droplets smaller than strawberry seeds. Mom? I sweep a thick of wave hair away from her face, tucked it behind her ears. It's me, Lindley. Mom, can you hear me? Her eyelashes fluttered, not quite a blink, but it's something. My heart climbs into my throat. I wish she'd look at me. Lily? She says, her voice hoarse from all the coughing. She's done today. Fireflies, so many. Pass me the jar. That's why it is considered, why the first chapter is called Fireflies. I blink until my eyes clear. She's speaking totally nonsense, which is more frightening than I'm ready to admit. I've never seen her anything but composed. Her mind is sharp and it's fast. She was an easy pick for commander of our station, according to the rest of the team. My entire life, forever, everyone has always made a point to tell me exactly how much they adore her, how brilliant she is, how incredible. How she makes it look easy to lead with such calm confidence. Not that anyone needs to tell me. I knew her better than anyone, but I've never seen her like this. Out of her mind, not even this morning, not even an hour ago. At least she still knows who I am. I type out a fast text to Dr. Seraphin, emergency and observation deck 12 starboard, and my mother. And that's like real dark from the emergencies in bold black, observation deck 12 starboard, and my mother. They're all in bold black. It says, there are no fireflies here on the station, of course, let alone an entire jar full of them. She must be digging far back into her past, to all those years she spent on Earth. I can't even begin to count the number of times she told me the story of that hot summer night when she was just 6 years old. How she and her father had set off for one of their evening walks through their thick forest behind her childhood home. How they stumbled upon hundreds of swarming fireflies, thousands maybe, and she caught enough in her jar to light their path. The sky outside our station window reminded her of that night. She loved to tell me stars like fireflies. They remind her of him. My buzz screen vibrates and I glance at the message. Dr. Seraphin is on his way. When I look up again, time tilts on its axis. I suck in a breath so sharp, I'm surprised I'm not bleeding. Her eyes are closed. She is still, too still in every way. My hands shake badly, so much so that my buzz screen nearly shatters on the tile. I squeeze my eyes shut. I can't bear to look, but I can't bear to leave. Lily? Her voice echoes in my head. Her voice that I'll never hear again, ever. Lily? Lily? What I wouldn't give to hear one last time about trees taller than giants and the smell of fresh rain and the way her father's eyes crinkled when he smiled and the thousand fireflies bright enough to light up the night. I could use a jar of my own right now. But there are no fireflies here and no one left but me who remembers the story. No him, no her, just me. Aww, already this book is sad. That's what happened in the first part. Chapter 2 is called, if I can get my fingers to turn the page, because that's chapter 3. We need chapter 2. There we go. Chapter 2 is called Starless. Starless, 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 starless. I'm going to put this right down here for a minute before I get a sip of my water. I'm almost done with this water. Finally. Like, it's been sitting here. Like, I didn't even open it the other day. I completely forgot. I opened it like yesterday after noon, and I'm just finishing it now. Because I always leave a water in here. I'm going to try to like sit up a little, sit back, but sit up where you guys can see me, even though you guys can't see my, because I look a little weird, I know. They called the virus CRW/0001 pathogen, something like that. So it seems like it's killing like all like the older people. A lot of the older people. For some reason it's killing. Very weird. It says right here, we are parentless, mentorless, medicalless, chiefless, and commanderless. And I think it's people that's only been accessible to Earth that died. So that's interesting. I don't think that's a spoiler because it's only on the second chapter. So they're in some kind of like a building or a shelter or something, bomb shelter or something. I don't know what it is. It says we are a tiny dot stationed among an extraordinary universe. Not one of us, the second generations, have coughed up a single drop of blood. We are louder than ever, now that no one tells us not to be. Very interesting. And not a spoiler, because it's only in the second chapter. Someone young just died. And now chapter 3 is called Blood Bubbles. Some creepy, like, little headliners here. Wow. It's dotted with blood bubbles. One of the other characters' names besides Lindley is Leo. And now we're where the part where maybe he was wrong, maybe mutated. And that is for that one. And my nose is starting to run, you guys. I hope I'm not getting sick. I get sick so easy. Like lately, like really bad sick. Like, cause I know it'd be too much information for a guy, so if you're a guy, you might want to turn this part down for a second when I talk. If you don't mind, well, you know, what us girls go through every month, then you guys can listen. Because it might be too much TMI, too much info. But when it's that time of the month, I get sick a lot. I don't know what it is, but I get so like emotionally drained and I get sick. I don't know if my immune system goes down during that time. I am getting older, so I am going through like pre-menopause, so my periods are like crazy. Like sometimes, like this month, I can have 2 periods, and then 1 period the next month. Some months it's longer, and I'm really super sick, and other months it ain't very long, and I just get like a cold, but I don't get like where I, get sick. But anyways, that's too much information for that. This one seems very interesting. I gotta read the other one first. This one, like, has, I'll let you know. This one has 300 and, I'm trying not to look at the end, like the let, because then I'll see what happens. This one has 357 pages. So yeah. So it seems like it wouldn't be too much of a book. Too long, I mean. It says both poetic and pulse-pounding. This splinter silence weaves an intrigue, mystery, and romance into an unputable down sci-fi thriller. Karen M. McManus, New York Times bestselling author of One of Us is Lying, which I need to reread and annotate, and then the next one in that, Two of Us something, I think. I can't remember what the second one's called, but I got that. I'm going to be pre-ordering that book pretty soon, or ordering that book pretty soon. I didn't order it yet, but I'm going to be ordering it. Alright, I feel like I got to sneeze. Hold on, you guys. Make sure no sneeze is going to come out before I pick up the camera for a minute to get that book and put the other book underneath. Excuse me. Okay, let me visualize up the camera up for a minute. Or the phone up for a little bit for a minute. This one, of course, ain't as thick. So. Oh, man. I hope I'm not getting sick. Chapter 1, The Chancellor. 4 people were supposed to die at sunset. The 4 members of the council sat in the judgment hall, prepared to declare the prisoner's fate. The High Chancellor himself oversaw the procedures, as was customary in trials for treason. Deep beneath the catadel, the executioners was waiting. The counselor was a very old man. On days like this, he felt in his bones that the last execution of rebels had been several years ago, but the chancellor hadn't held his position then. His processors, had been a young man, better suited for the rigors of office, better suited for the heavily embroidered, smothering ceremony robes, better suited for hours of standing on the daisies, with only a table stacked with documents for support. I ate my nose. Better suited for realizing how very young the first prisoner was when the 2 guards led her into the hall. She was of Treleaven, how do you say it? Teravine, something like that. It's Teruvian stock. Her fine black hair chopped short around her shoulders, her bronze skin muddied from the dungeons and showing faint purple bruising on her arms and under one eye. The gray dress they had put her in hung sack-like. I'm going to take this jacket off of here. It's starting to, like, what you call it, on me. Now let me go back because I lost the page. Okay. On her thin, boyish frame, the chancellor felt momentarily ill. This is basically what I read back here. 16 years looked different on paper than it did in real life. She was a child who had knowingly committed treason. Attempted to, anyways. Unfortunately, the law didn't allow for distinction. Chancellor Valera, something like that, the counselor read from the paper in front of him, frowning at the surname. Present and accountable for, she replied. The name is Casa, though. The chancellor looked at her, surprised at her light tone. The 2 guards had stepped to the side, leaving her alone in the center of the room. Her stance was relaxed, almost casual. She lifted her mantled hands absently to scratch her cheek as she stared around the room in open curiosity. Do you know why you're here? The chancellor asked. I'll be pretty dim if I didn't, she said, finally casting her gaze in his direction. I mean, even more than I was in getting caught. Man, I don't want to annotate this, but I would have highlighted that, but I like that. So you don't deny the crimes? The counselor looked at the other council members at a loss. They seemed just as perplexed as he was. He'd been expecting terror and pleading or hatred and vitriol, vitriol. It had never occurred to him to expect this. Oh, man. Why would I deny successfully infatuating the Central Keep with nothing but some barrels and a pry bar? I'm really proud of myself. In accordance with the evidence against you and your own confession, this council will now pronounce its judgment. Okay, you guys, I need a haircut. We might be going out tomorrow because my husband got like a really good check. Because where he works, you know, I tell you, he's a truck driver, if I can talk. And since if you're a partner, you get more vacation pay and stuff. So really it pays to be a partner, to have someone, you know, going with you. And yeah, so he got 3 weeks that he could take each year with pay. And he didn't take a week of it, so he got paid for that week. So on this check that we just got, yeah, he got some good amount of money. And then military, because he has a pension or whatever you want to call it, you know, or retirement, whatever you want to call it for retirement, because he did retire through the military, so he got a raise in there. So yeah, he got a pretty good amount of money. So this week, or this payday, and then next week is he'll get Christmas pay. I don't know how much he gets, probably a couple hundred extra. And the week after that, he will get New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, whatever you want to call it, pay. Even though he's not supposed to work those days anyways, he still gets paid for them, because those are the days he's usually off. Monday and Tuesday are his full days off. Like Sunday, he gets home early, super early in the morning usually, and then he heads out like around 11:30 on Wednesdays. So, and then he comes back for a few hours to sleep on Friday. So the only day like he's really, really gone, like where I don't see him at all, is Thursday. Yeah, this Thursday and Saturday. Those are the only 2 days he's actually like gone, where I don't like even get to like at least give him a kiss, you know, in the morning before he leaves, or talk to him for a few minutes before he leaves, you know. So yeah. So anyway, so tomorrow we might be going to the movies, out to eat, just bumming around, having some fun. So if we have time, I might go be getting this cut. Not the back, though, because I'm trying to let the back grow. But I'm going nuts with this. I don't think I'm going to get it cut around the ears, but I'm going to get it cut like you know, like maybe like get it cut really short, but have them like go around like this. Not cut out the ears, but you know what I mean. Like, just, I don't know what that would be considered, but just like, you know. But I want it kind of short. Not as short as the bangs. I'm probably going to let this, like, if I do get a cut, I'll probably get the bangs shorter. But I kind of like the sides being kind of long, but I don't want them super long because it's hard to do certain things to my hair when these bangs get, when the sides get like this. So yeah, but the back, I'm just going to get trimmed. I'm not, like I said, I'm trying not to cut like layers off the back, because I was saying before that in July is family reunion. We're going to go out to Iowa, see a whole bunch of people a whole bunch of our family that we haven't seen like since maybe teens. Some teens, since I was a teen. Some since Vince was a little baby. Mostly everything was like that I last saw him, because that was the last family reunion that I went to, was when Vince was like 7, 8 weeks, something like that. He wasn't very old, because we went there. I can't remember I know it was a family reunion, but yeah. And it was with my husband deployed for the first time to Iraq. And my mom came and stayed with us. So yeah, she came and stayed with us for like right before he was born. And then my sister came and got me and her a little bit, and the kids a little bit after. after he was born. Yeah, and there was a family reunion, and I stayed with my mom in Indiana at our old place. Well, some of my family still lives there, just my mom and me don't live there, of course, but we stayed there for a little bit, me and the 3 kids with my mom. First she stayed with us, like I said. Yeah, so, yeah, like, it was crazy because I had Vince, I believe it was like on a Thursday, and, yeah, my husband left was deployed 3 or 4 days after Vince was born, so he just got to see his son for a few days. And then he was gone for almost the first year of his life. But anyways, yeah. So that was the last time we went on a family reunion. So yeah. It's been a long, long time. So I'm really looking forward to that. But anyways, I want the back to get super long by then because I want to get a spiral. I want my hair really cute by then. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. But let's get back to this. Where was I? My hair, is starting to fall out, you guys. I think it's dead, what is that called? Like when your dead ends or, the parts of, when your hair starts dying a little bit, like the pieces. Let me see. Okay, about the judgment. And then they just sentenced her like they did at the end of this one. And she just says, "Do you think the elder Sears saw everything? She also gave no indication that she ever heard the ruling." The chancellor, hesitant, looked into the other chancellors, but again their expression mirrored his own confusion. He had a feeling he was supposed to order the guards to escort her back to her cell now. "What do you mean?" he asked instead. "I mean, do you think they saw the entire future, every moment of every decade to come?" There was such a certain innocence to that question, or to the question. It reminded him so much of his niece. She's about Cass's age, and how she would ask similar questions of physiology and history. Her face screwed up in concentration. Ooh, she just did a low blow to him. I'm not going to say because that was good. You got to read that low blow your guys' self, what she just said. So I'm not going to spoil that for you if you guys are reading this book, going to read this book. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you what she just said, but that was a low blow to them. The second guy the Newt's full name is Newt Dalton. And this one, it says he seemed a small and fragile thing. He had the white skin of a northern ancestry, flushed a rosy, timid pink, dishwater blonde hair curled at the nape of his neck, narrow shoulders, bony arms. He was barely 15 years old. I'm going to have to definitely, like, I'm not going to annotate this all the way, but I'm going to get my blue and go back and, like, underline, like, what each character is supposed to look like, because I never do that, so I can't remember, like, if there's any, like, who's black in the book, or African American in the book, who's white, who's might be Chinese, you know. I never, like, really, like, paid attention to details that much. I do sometimes. Like, Warwick from In Death, he has, like, beautiful eyes. Beautiful, beautiful eyes. And, oh my gosh. In my head, he's got the sexiest accent. And, yeah. But some of them, a lot of them, I just don't pay attention, which is bad, I know. But it seems like nowadays everybody, like, wants to know, like, if there's, I mean, it's not a bad thing, I understand it, but a lot of people want to know, like, if there's people of color in the books and stuff. Because I know that's a big gripe with Sarah J. Maas books, is that there ain't a lot of, like, other representation, how do you say that word? But I think that's one of the reasons why, like, certain books, I guess, other people might have problems with, but I don't. It's because I really never thought about it. But since I've been on YouTube, I'm starting, like, really to think more of, you know, what things are going on. You know, I didn't even realize this is only almost 50 minutes, you guys. I'm so sorry this is a long video. Okay, now the third one's being sentenced. Evander Siri, 16 years old, particularly a man by society standard. Despite his boyish mannerism, he shifted restlessly from one foot to the other, fingers tapping a scaccio, something like that, rhyme on his iron cuffs. His short, dark hair was disheveled, how you say that word, and powdered with dust. His skin was the light, tawny brown that came from old Cheravine, something like that. Blonde blood with an odd grayish streak on his right forearm, a scar. Evandar didn't stand still long enough for the counselor to figure it out. He cast his gaze over the assembly counselor, but discerningly quickly who was in charge, and addressed the counselor directly. Did she say it was my fault? The chancellor, who's still been trying in vain to get a good look at the mark on the prisoner's arm, blinked. Excuse me, Casa. Did she say it was my fault? The counselor frowned and looked down at the parchment before him. You stand here before the High Council faced with charges of course she did. As usual. Do you know that I'm the one who told her that the barrels were a bad idea? But that won't be the way she tells it. Charges of high treason and... Listen to me, your counselorness. If you ever get an offer from a mysterious girl to join a rebellion, do yourself a favor and take up barrel-knuckle street fighting instead. It'll be less painful in the long run. You can have the advice. You can have that advice free of charge. I really like Evander. The chancellor stared at him for a second, wavering between dislike and annoyance. Is that all? He said after a few seconds of silence. I can tell you your fortune, too, if you like, said Evander. Costs a silver to read the silver, though. He raised his bond hands. A shiny coin flashed between his slender fingers. I have a feeling that Evander, or how you say his name, is going to be my favorite. Okay, so he said the mark that he was interested in about the lavender, or how do you say his name, is blood-bound silver. Ooh. He just, no, he got something through that wasn't supposed to be through. So, in other words, he has control over, he has complete control over metals. Particular metals, not all metals, just particular metals. They sentenced him and they said perhaps he didn't hear the judgment because he was laughing as the guards dragged him back to his chamber. And then it says, the fourth prisoner didn't look much like her brother. Elise, or how do you say her name? Alys, Sarah, was a shorter and quieter than Evander, fat with a heart-shaped face and big bright eyes. Only the nose was the same, straight and sharp. Unlike her brother and other companions, she hardly looked worse for wear with a clean face and black silky hair and a perfect braid over her shoulders. Her brows arched when the chancellor asked if she had anything to say in her defense. Just pass your judgments and be done with it, she said in a touch of irritation in her tone. I've got better things to do than stand around watching old people hem and haw over my choices. Ooh, these girls are spitfires already. And she's 17. After they sentenced her, she says, this is what she says, finally, maybe in the future you shall consider a more effective means of sentencing people to death. Surely there are better uses of the council of time than all this pomp and circumstances. And it says, before the counselor could say another word, she had it turned on her heels to go. The guards rushed to her side in a vain attempt to make it seem like they were escorting her and not the other way around. Dun-dun-dun. Okay, I'm going to read this one first, you guys. I decided. I'm so sorry this was a long video, but I figured I'm up, so why not make a long video and talk about the two books I couldn't decide between. So I'm going to read this one first. And I wasn't going to annotate, but I already found 5-6 things that I want to highlight or put a tab on. So I'm going to go ahead and annotate. And anyways, that'll give me more time that I won't be done with this until sometime next year. But for the other one, the Silence one, the one before this, I'll definitely be reading that as well pretty soon. So if anybody wants to, the Splinter of Silence, I think, or whatever it's called. A Splinter of Silence. So if anybody wants to buddy read that with me, let me know. And maybe in the next couple months, I'll read that one and buddy read it. But this one, I'm definitely going to read today. Because it's already got me very entertained after just that first chapter. But I'm so sorry. And if you guys stayed with me this long, because this video is almost 50 minutes. My daughter came in and sat down, so the camera just went boop when she moved. Sorry, you guys. Camera just now doesn't want to stay. It's like, no, I don't want to stay. Sorry. And I'm sorry you guys are even further back, but I'm going to let you guys go anyways in a second. I'm so sorry, like I was saying, that this was such a long video. I wasn't planning on it to be, but if you stayed with me this long, props to you. But yeah, I'm definitely going to read Beneath the Citadel first. I'm going to wind up annotating it. So, I'll let you know how it's going. But I will also be reading probably either Heir of Fire or Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince along with that. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was really long. Again, I'm so sorry. Almost an hour video. I didn't mean it for it to be this long, but hey, I'm awake. Why not do a video, right? And I know some people like for me to do these little, since I don't know how to do like vlogs, some people like for me to do like a little like chapter where I read a chapter of a couple of books and didn't decide. So yeah, I decided this would be a good one and just jibber jab in general. Why I was also trying a chapter of each book. Because otherwise it would be super short, but I wasn't planning for it to be this long. So, I'm sorry if you guys watch this whole thing. But then again, you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't like. But if you do, I'm so sorry it's so long. But props to you for staying this long. And I hope you guys all have a good day. And I will be back later because I'll be doing my favorites of 2018. Yeah. If you guys have any questions for me, down below. What is the first, my question for today is, what's the first book you're planning on reading for 2019? Yeah. I hope you guys all have a good day. Remember that if you like this video, the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And remember to hit the bell icon so you'll know whenever a video of mine is being uploaded. Or it has been uploaded, I should say. And that is it, you guys. I will be back later with another video. It will probably be maybe even longer than this video. So I will talk to you guys all then. Bye. Mwah.